Wave your hands there. It's a new level in my home, in my finances. Definitely a new level in my home, in my finances, in my whole life altogether. This is music of today's with There's an Overflow. It is, of course, 5:32 on our station of choice. We jump right on to the segment Empowering Your Vision on our station of choice. And, of course, it is brought to you by Mr. Makwana on the line. Kinali ene re Makwana. Mr. Makwana, good morning.
Hey, it's Andile. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm great, thank you.
All right, most welcome. I think the song you just played about is a new level. It
Mm.
talks much more about what we are going to be talking about today, with which is breaking barriers to personal growth. Yeah,
Nice. Let's just get on to it, Mr. Makwana.
yeah. Today's topic we are talking about breaking barriers to personal growth, and
Yes.
our thought of the day today is from Sonya Parker. Stop limiting your potential. Realize that there is unlimited amount of things that can do with your life. Stop limiting your potential. Realize that there is unlimited amount of things that can do with your life. Breaking barriers. We are just looking at the fact that many people today, they limit how far they can go. They limit how far they can serve and create value. So they need to just decide that, what, wherever that I am, what I can possibly do is unlimited. Many people today are not able to make breakthroughs and delay because of the belief system we have about ourselves. We don't believe it's possible for us. We don't see it worth it that we too can say, and a new song this morning, and say it's a new level on our finances or any aspect of our lives, because we hold ourselves back, sometimes because of the fear, sometimes because of doubt, sometimes because of shame, and sometimes because of just judgment from ourselves and from other people. So that's just what we are talking about today. We're just going to share four things on how can we work on breaking these personal barriers, to growth. And most of them, you'll realize that these are internal things we create on ourselves that limits us from going, that people can stop off for some distance and for some time, but most of the breakthroughs, they come from internal drive, they come from internal motivation, they come from internal push that we cultivate within ourselves, that help us to become the people we really want to become.
All right, let's
Yeah.
just get on to the first point. We have 4 points here. The first one says to overcome fear with courage. We fear being hurt. We fear missing a golden opportunity. We fear failure.
Yeah, if there's anything that has killed so many dreams, if there's anything that has destroyed so many relationships today, so many jobs today, is the
Mm.
fear, the fear of the unknown. We don't want to take action until we are sure that this is what will come out. We don't want to love until we are sure that this is the safe place for me, to love someone and receive it back. We just are fearful. And that's why even the Bible normally reminds us that we are not given the spirit of fear, but the spirit of power and love, right? That, we know sometimes what's possible for us. We know what's possible for our relationships. We know what's possible for our finances as the year ends and as we go to 2021. We know what's possible for, for our network, for our parents and our siblings, our kids. But knowing sometimes is not enough, because we also know that we fear to take action. We fear to start. We fear, to engage in consistent action that can get us there. So the first point in breaking barriers to personal growth is that we need to overcome fear with courage. Normally, when it was the 2020 growth that we were doing for a 5 city tour, and the last one we were in the Kingdom of Sweden, and what I was teaching people was growth is courage. You don't wait until all things are set and say, this is now when I'm taking action. We don't wait until everything is in place. We don't wait until people who support us are showing up. We take action, and we believe that as we take action, As we apply for this job, as we move into this new relationship, new love relationship, as we start this business partnership, things are going to go well. And if they don't, we are going to figure out things along the way. Things turn out the best for people who make the best out of the way things turn out. I will repeat that. Things turn out the best for people who make the best out of the way things turn out. That we are not going to wait until everything is set. We don't have to be all ready in order to start. We don't have to have it all in order to start. So the first point is overcome fear with courage. We all fear being hurt. We all fear missing a golden opportunity. We all fear failure, but nothing kills dreams more than fear. And we fear sometimes because we don't know. So as we acquire knowledge, as we expose ourselves, as we network with other people, as we listen to different programs like this one, we start to break down these walls of fear and we start taking action. And the more action we take, the more steps we take each day, it sets us in the path of courage. Courage is not something that people can give you and say, receive courage. No, you activate it by taking action every day, small steps every day that builds you to be a firm person. We don't have babies and they walk instantly. No, they learn how to walk. They stumble their way all over the house until they are able to firmly stand and take one step, the second step, and we see that they are able to do that. So this is the same with our relationship. It's the same with our finances. It's the same with our relationships. We can take small steps right now. We can take small steps each day and we start building something new again. And something can evolve when we start making a conscious, deliberate decision that, you know what, I matter. And I can have fruitful and empowering relationships. I can have better finances. I can have a better working environment. Towards the end of this year, I'm starting strong. I am finishing strong so that I can start 2021 on a high note. And that's what I challenge people to do. The first point is overcome fear with courage.
All right, it's just to the second point. It talks about banish doubt with true grit. Everyone has doubt, but that does not mean you should accept that as your reality or as our reality.
Yeah, because sometimes we know what we can possibly do. And some of the limiting barriers to our growth may be that we doubt ourselves. There's a statement that I like saying that don't doubt your dreams, doubt your doubts. That it's possible, yes, that in this economy, you can look around and say nothing can come out. You can look around and say my business is going to die. You can look around and say, I'm going to lose my loved ones. And sometimes we end up losing those things is because we meditate on them. We meditate on our problems rather than on our faith. We don't meditate on what's possible for us. We meditate most of the time on what's not possible for us. And the day we decided, you know what? Enough is enough. I've given myself so much time to doubt myself. Now I just want to give myself 2 months and 3 months to dare the impossible, to dare that I can become the person I said I want to become, to dare that I can get a job that I said I want, because it's the doubts that kills the internal drive which can help us to keep going. We stop going any moment we feel doubtful. We start going, we start pushing, we start going, and we stop going an extra mile when we start doubting ourselves. So doubt takes away our energy, doubt takes away our potential, doubt takes away our creativity, doubt takes away our hard work. We stop every time we doubt something. And doubting is good, but at some point you need to decide that, you know what, I feel doubtful because of what? Why am I feeling doubtful about this? Why am I feeling doubtful about this relationship? Maybe I should ask our listeners this morning and say, why are you feeling doubtful about anything you want to pursue? What is it that is putting you in a space where every single day you don't believe is possible for you? So the moment you start listing down, it's because, no, I don't have this. It's because I don't think people are going to do this. Then you start finding information around this. Is this the truth, or is that your internal perceived truth? And as we qualify these small truths that we have about ourselves, we start seeing that, no, we are overthinking. We are overthinking about the problem. We are making the problem bigger than it is. And as we settle through this and we start understanding ourselves and we stop doubting ourselves, we set ourselves in freedom, in a path where we rise up and do all that we can do. And we know it's possible that some days back in our lives, we never believed that we can be where we are today. But because we managed to get where we are today, then it's possible that we can go wherever we want to go. I normally share this story with people of when I was young. People used to say, "Oh, Wena, you are not going to go anywhere. It's either you are in prison or you get killed by people." Because of the behavior that I have attained. And at some point I started believing them because I had dropped out of school. I wouldn't go anywhere without destroying anything. And when I look back and I say it's possible that I turned my life around to become who I am. Now, what's more possible now than from a school dropout to be an international speaker? What's more possible in my future? That now cultivates grit, which is growth, reveal, innovate, and transformation. That we need to go through this path, and we can do that by learning and applying ourselves, by taking action on our ideas, by believing that we matter, because we do. And today we can start taking steps of faith that I can start again. I can start afresh. Every new day presents an opportunity for us to start again. And I challenge our dear listeners this morning that whatever you are facing, banish doubt with true grit. Take steps of faith every single day.
All right, Mr. Makwana, we get on to the third one. It says, release shame and embrace acceptance. The only way to escape is to accept yourself and your circumstances.
Yeah, we all have things that has put us in shame state. Maybe something didn't work out. Maybe the relationship didn't work out. Maybe your job, you got fired. Or maybe you lost something you really cared deeply about. And, that shame now becomes your identity. Now, people now can see, even when you walk, that you really don't believe anything is possible for you. People can smell it and sense it because wherever you go, you are this person who does not want to show up with boldness and courage. And people can sense that when you are fearful, right? And what I want to challenge our listeners this morning is, the day you say, I know I messed up. I know I didn't do what I said I'm going to do. I know I didn't put my best foot forward. I know I did something that could have tarnished my brand. But I am deciding today that I'm going to show up with acceptance and accept the situation. Denial is what kills growth. Denial is what limits our potential. We need to decide sometimes that, I know that I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I did things that I didn't think about. There's a chapter in the Bible that I love so much. The gentleman was saying, when I was a child, I thought as a child. I did things like a child, but now I'm grown up. I put away with childish things. I put away childish things. We can decide that, sometimes back, I was a month younger. I was a year younger. And now that I am 21, not 20, now that I'm 35, now that I'm 45 and not 35, I cannot let the things that I did years ago to hold me back from becoming the person I am supposed to become. Yes, I got fired as the CEO of a big company, but I'm not going to let that experience to become my reality. Yes, the relationship that I looked at, that I had, that we spent 4 years and people knew we were in a relationship for 4 years. I'm not trying that anymore. I'm not going to hurt myself, or I'm not going to put shame on my family. Relationship for 4 years. So we need to put away, shame and embrace acceptance. I am a human being with mistakes. And I am not going to hold myself for the things I cannot change. There's a statement that I love so much. I forgot who wrote it. He said, God grant me the courage, to change the things I can change and to let go those I cannot change. And the ability and the courage to know the difference. That sometimes we beat ourselves too hard. And when we are beating ourselves too hard, we are missing the opportunities life is presenting to us each day. I just want to remind our listeners this morning that every single morning you are here because there is some task you have not completed, therefore you matter. No matter what you faced before, today is an opportunity for you to start again. And if you didn't have anything to do, if there was no assignment, you would not be seeing this day. So I want you to wake up today and say, may the real Mumpuliki Makwana please stand up. May the real Tato please stand up. And you do that which you know your heart is calling you to do, because it always know why you are here. It's Steve Jobs who said, trust your intuition. It already knows why you are already here. It already knows your existence. And you know that there are certain things you have not done. And that is your assignment. Rise up today and release the shame and embrace acceptance.
All right, it gets to the last one, Mr. Makwana. Speaks of refuse judgment of others and yourself. People screw up, even you. Sitting in judgment of them is not your place and does nothing to empower you.
Yeah, refuse judgment and those of others, and yourself. There are people in our lives that although they care, they don't care as much to see you joyful. They may seem to be with you, but not really, really there for you when things don't go well. And when you base your confidence and your belief on those people, the day they stop believing in you is now the day they take your belief in yourself. Something that I teach a lot called, borrowed belief system. That now that they don't celebrate me anymore, now that they don't say my show is fantastic, now that they don't say my job is wonderful, maybe it is not wonderful. Now that they don't say anything about my new car, maybe it's not good enough, right? So now we allow perceived judgment and we allow what other people say to dictate our reality today. And the truth of the matter is that we all screw up. We all, miss some points sometimes. But when we allow the judgment of ourselves, and the judgment from other people to become our reality, it is the day we lose our identity. Our identity is rooted deeply on our beliefs and our values. And what we believe about ourselves, we portray as our reality. And when people look at us and admire us, they admire something we've built within ourselves. And sometimes that something, that gold mine, is destroyed by us allowing other people's judgment to become our reality. So I'm just challenging our people, our listeners this morning, that yes, people will say all they say, but that does not have a say in what you are becoming. It's Les Brown who said these powerful words. He said, do not let other people's opinions of you to become your reality. Do not let other people's opinions of you to become your reality. Your reality is crafted from your inner believing system, your inner belief system. So start cultivating something inside of yourself, that when people stop cheering you, when people start celebrating you, when people stop applauding you, you can use your internal drive to keep going further and further and further. And my question to our listener this morning is that what are you cultivating in the inside of you, such that when people who celebrate you are not celebrating anymore, it can keep you going? What are you cultivating inside of you, such that the people who support you, people who are there with you through all times, when they are not there anymore, you will be able to make transition and grow in the path that you are in. I'm just challenging you to understand that life happens to us, but at the end of the day, what we get out of it is our decision that we make, and then we take bold steps every day to create growth and to grow. That's all I have for our listeners this morning. Our topic is breaking barriers to personal growth. But I want to sum up with this statement. No matter the circumstances, no matter the economy, and no matter where you are, most of the limitations to our personal growth are within ourselves. Our own doubt, our own fears, our own shame, and our own judgment. Many people can dictate how far you can go, but you can decide how far you can go from your inner drive. What lies before us and what lies behind us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us, that the boldness and the courage comes from within ourselves. My name is Makwana, the author of the book, What Amazing Employees Do. And remember, on the 28th, I'm going to be one of the guest speakers at an event called, building, momentum for success. How do we overcome and thrive in the 21st century? So make sure you join us. Call my number 74776196, 74776196. Zandile, thank you so much for hosting me this morning.
Thank you so much, Mr. Makwana. Let's do this again next week, Tuesday.
All right, cheers.
All right. It is.